Kuznetsova is actually leading here in the second set, 2-love. But Li Na with that ace wins that third game. So Kuznetsova leads 2-1. But on the previous point, Kuznetsova actually did the splits, and she was laying on the court for a minute or two, and she looks like she's limping as she walks over to the bench. So I'm sure she's not feeling 100%. She went down which looked like in quite a bit of pain.
Well, let's hope that Kuznetsova can keep on playing, because the last thing we want to see here is a game decided because of her injury. And there we have the pictures of Kuznetsova. She doesn't seem like she's called for a medical timeout yet. Kuznetsova, of course, greatly favored coming into this match, but things are not quite gone her way so far.
Well, you were mentioning, Kiki, that she is a player that can be on or off. When she's on, she's absolutely devastating, but when she's not quite there mentally, she can be all over the place. She can hit great winners and then just miss the craziest shots, and seems like she has no idea what her strategy is at times.
Yes, really one of these players that can be a wonder and absolutely nightmare to watch at times. And perhaps, personally, I think maybe her fitness could be suspect at certain times, and that, of course, makes it very difficult for her to grind out matches. I don't see her grind out a lot of wins. It's kind of either she's on or she's not, but she's definitely forced to grind it here, because if she wants to win, she's going to have to win in 3 sets, having given away the first set in a tiebreak. But she's serving now here with new balls at 2-1 for Kuznetsova.
Yeah, I've seen her lose matches where she just blasts either winners or out, and it didn't even seem like she cared. Double fault, going for a big ace on a second serve. When she does that, you just almost get the feeling like she has no respect for her opponent. And that's her 6th double fault in this match, and we're only at 2-1 in the second set. She went for a big serve down the middle, and it paid off that time. Kuznetsova reminds me of Martina Navratilova when she was very young. Most people don't even remember Martina Navratilova when she was first out there on the circuit, but she was decidedly overweight.
Absolutely, that's very true. And not that long ago, we saw some old clips of Martina Navratilova during the week, of course, the 2 weeks at Wimbledon. And yeah, very similar body type, even playing style, perhaps. And I think really Kuznetsova, if she got herself into good fitness, could be more of a steady top 3 performer. But here we now at the 30-all, and Kuznetsova under pressure here in her own service. And we know one thing for sure is this Chinese player, Li Na, is definitely not short of fitness.
No, and Li Na can really hit the ball. You know, all the Chinese players, they come from, like you said, the doubles background where they tend to hit the ball early, and they tend to really follow up their shots, and that's great play by Li Na.
Yes, talking about following up the shot there, really following up that good penetrating ground stroke here, and she comes to the net with a drive forehand volley and puts away though at smash to the delight of the spectators. And as you can hear, there's quite a few Chinese spectators supporting their own Li Na here. And Li Na now with a break point to get back into the second set. And I would have thought that with this fast service, you'd seen Kuznetsova coming more to the net.
So Kuznetsova, she blasts 2 backhands into the middle of the net. The type of shots you would expect her to be able to make, but certainly she's not happy with that game. She had a double fault, 2 easy backhands in the net. Li only had to earn 1 point to win that game. 2-all, second set. How many times, though, have we watched Kuznetsova where she just is playing like she's playing right now, and then all of a sudden she'll turn it on and she'll come back and win like a third set, 6-love.
Yes, and that's the way it is with Kuznetsova. And as we were talking about before, she really is the big favorite in this match, as Li Na makes a service ace out wide. Yes, Kuznetsova actually seeded third here in the Olympics, but she's under a lot of pressure here from Li Na, playing her best tennis right here in front of her home crowd. And that's good pressure there from Li Na, and she's up to a 40-love lead here on her own service game. And I don't know if you noticed, but obviously the Chinese has got quite a few outfits made up for the Chinese tennis players. And previously we saw one of the other Chinese players play, and she actually played in red shoes too, but not the same kind of red shoes as...
That's right. They're basically red with the Nike swish in white.
And we're taking a short break here from the tennis. We'll be back very soon with more action.
Tomorrow at the Beijing Games, don't miss the men's gymnastics team final on Jade with bilingual commentary at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll also have the women's 10-metre platform synchronised diving at 2:30, and on Jade, it's the eventing jumping final on Pearl at 8 p.m.
Welcome back. We're watching a potential huge upset here at the Olympic Stadium. Li Na is actually playing very, very good tennis. Very solid, hardly making an error. Everything she's doing is crisp, and Kuznetsova looks like she's all over the place right now mentally. I mean, that was absolutely a horrible effort on that serve. It's almost like she doesn't care.
Yes, and if Li Na could win this match, she actually has a very good draw in the next round, because he would either meet Ayumi Moriata of Japan, which is ranked 145, or Marina Erakovic, which is ranked 49. So if she could get through this match, she has a very good chance of proceeding to the third round. But let's see here, Kuznetsova serving to hold a serve. And it's the first time for a while we're hearing Kuznetsova grunting. Oh, very poor tried attempt there for a volley, but all credit to Li Na to make her hit that shot almost from her shoelaces. You look at it here, they're not enough probably on the approach, but a good shot there from Li Na, forcing Kuznetsova to volley up, and she didn't quite make it. So it's 15-all, and Li Na piling on the pressure.
You know, Kuznetsova is all over the place here on her serve. She looks totally off balance. She looks like she's falling over about the time she's going to hit her serve.
And not enough on that serve, and Li Na punishing it.
That's long. You can hear the crispness of Li Na's shots. I mean, she really sounds good, and she has excellent movement out there.
So Kuznetsova in a spot of bother here in the sixth game here in the second set. Having lost the first set, she really is up against it. And that's a beautiful return from Li Na, and she's not going to miss that one. Don, you're going to love that one. That is just beautiful.
She took it so early. She was a couple feet inside the baseline, then she closed it off very quickly. Full swinging volley. She has the look in her eyes of that killer instinct right now.
Well, how much do you think it affects the fact that they see the other Chinese girls having so much success in the first round?
Well, I think a lot. And right now, she has a break point to go ahead 4-2 in this second set, and having won that first set.
Against one of the top players in the world. In fact, the third seed for this tournament. Lina now having a break point, having already won the first set. And you talk about solid hitting right there, solid return, and simply too much firepower there for Kuznetsova. And Kuznetsova being out-hit there right in front of thousands of spectators who are really enjoying this.
You know, Kuznetsova didn't hit that last ball that shallow. She hit it fairly deep, but Li Na is taking a chapter right out of her compatriots' book, and my lands. That was just a terrific forehand, and now she's up a break 4-2. If she consolidates, very tough for Kuznetsova to come back.
Well, there we can see on picture how Kuznetsova feels right now at the moment.
Yeah, she didn't break the racket. That's a miracle.
But this is good serving from Lina, and you know what? She is relentless. When she gets that short ball, she punishes into one of the corners. Look at it here. This is textbook. And you know what, Don? What I really like about Lina is that she still seems to be playing very much within herself. She's not trying anything fancy, just playing very solid.
I mean, look at that. She took the ball right off the baseline. She did not take a big swing, but she laid it back right to the baseline on Kuznetsova's side, and Kuznetsova wasn't able to handle it.
Yes, and of course, all the girls know that one way to beat Kuznetsova is definitely to hit the ball deep, because Kuznetsova likes to move forward into the court, and perhaps especially from the back of the court, Kuznetsova a little bit suspect in the long run.
Well, 40 love, 3 points for a 5-2 lead. Well, Li Na is just simply out-hitting Kuznetsova.
So it's 5-2 to Lina, and she looks to be going through to the next round very comfortably here against the third seed of Russia. Svetlana Kuznetsova in a tight spot right now.
Well, isn't it interesting? The Chinese women really came to the forefront at the last Olympics, and everybody was really worried that they'd be able to repeat and create some excitement at these Olympics. And just before the Olympics, a couple months ago, all of a sudden it's like they all came right. Of course, first time they had a semifinals at Wimbledon. The doubles pairings have still been playing well and getting a very good ranking in the world. And look at Li Na, the way she's playing today. She's playing like a top 10 player.
Absolutely, and particularly the Chinese women in tennis has been very strong when the big occasion is up, and it looks like they're all delivering again here in Beijing. And if Li Na goes ahead and holds serve here, that would be, as a matter of fact, that would mean that all the Chinese players in the draw has proceeded to the second round.
Well, and of course, the Olympics, they're different. You know, I mean, we saw Nicholas Massou, I mean, last year, at the last Olympics come through and win the tournament. And And even though Li Na missed that return, she is, like you said, Kiki, she's playing well within herself. She's not taking wild swings at the ball. It's a game where Li Na needs to continue to hit the ball crisp, so she heads into her service game with all the confidence that she's built up during this set. But she's made 3 unforced errors in a row.
Well, it seems like Kuznetsova is hitting the ball with a little bit more authority here in this service game. But you have to wonder whether if it's too little, too late. Good backhand there, right down the line, ripping it, and that's a very strong hold for Svetlana Kuznetsova. But she's still going to need to break Li Na here in order for her to keep her Olympic dreams alive, because Li Na is now stepping up to serve out this match, having taken the first set in a tie-break. She's now at 5-3, and she can join her compatriots from earlier. Peng Shuai went through.
Oh, that's 4 hands long.
And of course also Zheng Ji, who also just went through, which we televised a little bit earlier, but here now she's down love 15 on her own serve, and Svetlana definitely looking for an opportunity here. Oh, this is good movement. And Don, I was just thinking there, maybe Li Na was guilty of hitting the ball a little bit short, but then she comes up with this beautiful angled forehand.
And she didn't overplay it. That was a very controlled shot. 15-all. The important thing is that she believes she can win this, but she needs to keep those first serves in.
Yeah, the first serves, very critical at this stage. Let's see if Kuznetsova elects to be more aggressive, which she does. And she totally overhits that backhand when she really just needed to get into the corner. And the Chinese girl now only 2 points away from victory. A famous victory, that is. That would be one of the day's biggest upsets. The highest seed to go out if Svetlana Kuznetsova was to go out. That was a good return, though, there from Svetlana Kuznetsova, right on the baseline. And we're back at 30-all.
I tell you what, Li Na, I felt like missed that last one, not just because Svetlana hit it on the baseline, but it looked like she was hoping she'd hit it out. Wasn't really committed.
Well, it's very difficult not to get a little bit tight in these closing stages. Svetlana Kuznetsova, they're hanging in, but that ball finds the line, and Li Na now with match point.
Well, I thought she'd gone for too much, but she had just enough topspin to drop that on the line.
And you saw the smile there on her face and the reaction from the crowd. Everybody knows it's now match point for Li Na.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, this may be Li Na's biggest win ever if she can pull this off. I don't remember having any huge wins over top 10 players.
Well, we'll have to wait a little bit because that backhand was late and it was also tight. But it's understandable because this is a very big moment. Not only is she serving to proceed to the next round of the Olympics in her home country, but also she's serving to take out one of the top players of the world.
Well, her last service game, she couldn't miss a first serve. Everything was going great, and she's hardly hit a first serve in this game. Tried to force that. She didn't move her feet. She elected to reach for the ball.
And then we watched a lot of tennis over the years, and this is so typical. When you have to serve out for the match, your arm just turns into rubber.
Either it turns into rubber or it just starts filling up with concrete, one or the other.
So now it's advantage for Kuznetsova to break back. And if she does break back indeed here, and again Lena missing with her first serve, the momentum of this set could completely change. That's a big stretch from Kuznetsova, and she can't get to that one, so Lena now back to deuce.
Well, that was a brave shot. A drive volley on a crucial point.
And just look at the determination on the face of Lena. Her eyes big as saucers, and she just goes up to that drive volley, coming up with the good stuff when she really needs it. It's a good first serve there. And Kuznetsova looking at the spot, but not deciding to call for a challenge.
I think she did. I think she said, I want to take a look at it.
She did, yeah, she did.
I think she was hoping it was going to go out. Look at that. By the smallest of margins. How many matches are won by the smallest of margins?
So here Lena again with a second match point. Oh, and she must have missed that first serve just by a whisker.
Right on the sideline with that backhand, and
that was terrific play by both girls, really. Lena with a great backhand, but Kuznetsova coming up with the answer, and at the end, Lena dropping that forehand into the net. So Svetlana Kuznetsova not going away here easily. We're back to deuce. Lena serving at 5-3 in the second set. And that's in the middle of the net there by Lena. Definitely, clearly getting pretty tight here. And Svetlana Kuznetsova now with another opportunity for a breakback point. And I think as this match progresses, it's looking like it's going to become more and more important for Lena to close out this match in this game. Good hitting here from both girls. Oh, and Lena puts that easy backhand into the net, and it is indeed a breakback by Kuznetsova. And Kuznetsova now at 4-5 to Lena, but Kuznetsova to serve when we come back after the side change. And there we have a good view from the top here at the Olympic Tennis Stadium. It is a round of 64. Lena leading Kuznetsova, but Kuznetsova now back on serve here in the second set. And you just have to wonder how much this loss of serve is going to play on the nerves of the Chinese girl, because Dunn, she really had an opportunity there a couple of times to put this match away.
Well, yes, she did. She definitely got tight in that game because she had hardly any first serves in. She did hit some wonderful shots, but the look in her eyes is the look of somebody who's determined. I'll be surprised if she doesn't come out and play very aggressive in this next game, and I think Kuznetsova is going to have to play her best tennis to even hold serve.
So let's see if the third seed Kuznetsova can come out here with all guns blazing. She needs to hold the serve, but we're going to take a small break and we'll be back after this commercial for more tennis from the Olympic Tennis Stadium.
The Olympic equestrian events have begun on August the 9th, and the first 4 days are the eventing competition, which includes dressage, show jumping, and cross-country. Here, the rider with the least penalty points wins. The first equestrian goal will be awarded on the 12th, so catch the action live on TVB.
清晰重低音同立體聲，音樂本色完美演繹。
Well, when Lina tied there and missed that forehand completely, so Kuznetsova was saving yet another match point, but one more coming up here for the Chinese player. And she's asking for a towel down, and the tension is building up here in the tennis stadium. But Kuznetsova now stepping up to save yet one more match point. And this is 4th match point for Lina. And that's great play from the Chinese player Lina. And Lina wins in 2 straight sets, 7-6, 6-4. And she takes out the 3rd seed of the tournament, Svetlana Kuznetsova. And that means all 3 Chinese players has proceeded to the 2nd round. Obvious delight in the face of Lina and also the spectators. So a great result here from the tennis stadium for the Chinese team. And there you can see the spectators obviously very, very delighted with that result. And a shock defeat for Svetlana Kuznetsova and a big smile there on the face of Lina. And this girl, well, her Olympic dream just been burst by this girl, Lina, who played a great match, very solid, and came up with the goods when it mattered the most. So all 3 Chinese players on the women's draw has proceeded to the 2nd round here in the Beijing Olympics and keeping their Olympic dreams alive. Lina getting a big applause as she leaves the tennis court. Well deserved. And there you see it again. 7-6, 6-4 to Lina against the 3rd seed, Svetlana Kuznetsova. So that is the 3rd seed out of the tennis tournament here at the Olympics. And there you see the statistics. Lina with 3 aces, 2 double faults, and 67% of her first service percentage was winners, whereas only was 52% for Svetlana Kuznetsova, and that was more telling tale. And of course a double fault as well. Svetlana Kuznetsova with 7 double faults and a critical double fault in her last service game. So as we discussed previously, Svetlana Kuznetsova, a little bit of an up and down player, and today was not her day, and she's going to have to wait 4 years for another crack at an Olympic gold. And there we see the frustration from the Russian, who was clearly the favorite coming into this game, but Lina just too solid. Today was her day, and she keeps her dreams for Olympic gold alive. And we will take a short break here from the tennis, and we'll return very soon with some beach volleyball.